Hello, everyone. It's Cornelia Stephanie here on the Cornelia Stephanie Show. Today, I have an exciting lineup of guests. My first guest today is Marjie Hadad. She's currently joining us from Israel, and it's our first person from Israel. We have a lot of people join us from around the world, but this is the first for Israel. So I want to thank you for joining us from there at 10 o'clock at night. And that just goes to
Shalom.
hello. Let me first tell the audience a little bit about you, Marjie Hadad. You are a global public relations expert, the author of an award-winning international #1 bestseller, The Power of PR Parenting, and an award-winning TV producer, as well as a speaker on how to use public relation practices at home to help make parenting easier, our kids to thrive, and our world a kinder, more respectful place. You hold, Marjie, a BS in broadcast journalism and an MA in international relations, both from the Boston University. You're married and you are the mother of 3 grown children. You live in Israel and also the United States. Welcome to today's show.
Thank you so very much. So happy to be with everyone.
It's so great to have you because you have a very important message for the future leaders, which is all of us, but in particularly the children of today's world that will be rising into adults and continuing on the legacy that they want to live and create here on this planet. So you want to talk about your passion project, your book, and your forward movement with what it is that you are inspiring everyone to join.
The movement is called the PR Parenting Movement, and the book is called The Power of PR Parenting, which means ultimately applying public relations strategies, practices, and tactics to parenting and to helping our children be the best that they can be, gaining confidence, resilience, and experiencing some level of success along the way. And like you said, as parents and mentors, teachers, guidance counselors, what we say to our kids stays with our kids, just like it did with us. We remember what our parents, grandparents, and mentors and guidance counselors said to us, and it probably stays with all of us until this day. Wouldn't it be nice if what we were carrying and sending along with our children were positive reinforcement messages to help them believe in themselves, especially when they mess up? Hey, you know what? It's okay. Try it again. Do the best you can. Practice. Eventually you'll get there. And even if you're not going to be an Olympian or a Broadway star, guess what? You had the experience. You can take that with you wherever you go and apply that to other things.
So what you're saying is we're talking about speaking to your children, to your family members, your children in particular, with compassion, with kindness and love, rather than the critical person or I don't know, what is that? Just a mean person that if you know you want to treat your children how you would want to be treated.
Let's take it even a step further. When we're
Yeah.
at the office, okay, we are respectful to our colleagues, to our clients, to our partners, to our bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we disagree, we find a nice way to share our discontent. When we come home, we need to do the same, remembering that our children are ultimately our customers, and we're customer service. And we need to be kind and respectful. And if something doesn't go quite well, then rather than pointing out the negatives, say, well, you know what? This is one way to do it. May I show you another way? And then demonstrate, guide, show the way, and then have your child practice along with you. This way they learn. They don't dwell on what didn't work out. They're focused on the things that will help the issue to work out. help the challenge, overcome the challenge, and eventually do it even better, or maybe just differently. Because sometimes it's not a matter of good or bad, it's just a matter of doing something differently. And not everything's a straight line. There are lots of zigzags in life. That makes the journey even more interesting. And that's one of the wonderful things that we have in life is the journey and the experiences that we have along the way until we reach that ultimate goal.
Yeah, I think this is a really critical time period because there's so much disconnection happening, for parents and also for children. You were telling me a story in the green room before we came on. What
Mhm.
happened? You were in a park and you saw a person. Give us that example of, an example of what actually happens out there.
This is actually a couple of weeks ago. I
Mm.
was in Austria and we were in the park, and there was an English speaking grandmother with her, I believe it was her daughter, and they were with a young child, probably around 10 or a little bit younger. And she was berating him for not eating his banana
Mm.
and instead holding the banana. And she went off on him. Not only that, but very loudly. I wasn't very close to this woman and I could still hear her, and she caught my attention and she went on and on and on. And the kid just stood there, didn't say a word, just listened. And then she finally said, "All right, take that banana, go over there and eat it. And don't come back until you're finished." I thought, my goodness, this poor child is going to take that experience with him throughout life. Hopefully, he won't pass it on in that same dramatic expression of his grandmother. I'm assuming it was his grandmother. And the next child will have to, unfortunately, perhaps, I don't know this to be true, but perhaps experience the same once this young man grows up to be an adult and he pays it forward. So it's very important for us to understand that however we are treating our kids, they're going to take it with them like we have and pass it forward. And if we can do our best to make it a positive experience, listen, we're all human. We're all not 100% of the time. I totally get that. But if we can catch ourselves in the middle, turn it around and make it into something positive, and maybe even apologize. Hey, that's okay. Sorry, I lost it. I didn't mean to. You're okay. Let's see how we can redirect and do better together.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, where can people begin right now? And let's just say there is like that type of a relationship going on, and the best place, you just answered the question, is to apologize, even for saying, I'm sorry how things have been between us, I'm sorry how I've treated you, I'm sorry that I haven't been softer or sweeter or kinder with you. You deserve that, and I want us to begin again with a clean slate. I'm going to do better. And I think that's a wonderful way. You have your book behind you. Can you hold it up more close to the camera and read what it says on the outside of the book?
It says the power of PR parenting, how to raise confident, resilient, and successful children using public relations strategies. It's published by Muse Literary out of Chicago.
So where can people find the book right now?
You can find the book anywhere, but I'll make it easy for you. Amazon, Barnes and Noble, just plug it in on Amazon or Barnes and Noble, and the book will come up. If you just plug the name into any kind of search engine, it will also come up. It's all over the place. And you can also reach out to me at PRFOR period life, PR for life, you spell out the four. And you can learn more about the movement, join the movement, and ask any questions you want, because we're all in this together. And if I can be of any assistance or help, it would be my absolute pleasure.
That's wonderful. Now, are you on social media as well, like anywhere on Facebook or Instagram or?
Short answer, yes. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Wherever you'd like to follow me, I invite you to, if you're an Instagram person, at Marjie Hadad. Marjie with the J,
Yeah,
Marjiehadad.
that's beautiful. So what is the vision? What is your vision in moving forward in the movement that you are creating, have created with this fabulous book and communication with what you're doing? What is the vision? How do you foresee this playing out?
I would love to see the PR parenting movement grow and to have thousands, millions join the community and to start the dialogue and to continue the dialogue and to help each other and say, this is the case scenario at home. What in this book or what in this philosophy would you suggest I do in order to get through this very difficult challenge? Whether it's at work, with the kids, with your partner, with somebody external. Ultimately, this boils down to how we communicate, not only to ourselves, but to the people that we interact with every day. And ultimately, most importantly, our children. Because the ultimate goal of the PR parenting movement is to create a kinder, more respectful world where diversity is celebrated rather than feared, where we accept ourselves for who we are when we just do the best that we can, and that we're kind to each other. And if that's something that we can achieve together, I think we would be in a much nicer world, the kind of world that I'd like to live in anyway, and that I would love my children and grandchildren and so forth to live in.
The kind of world that we're creating. I absolutely endorse this movement. And so thank you so much, Marjorie Hadad, for coming on the Cornelia Stephanie Show. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be right back.